name. People in the chat.
What's your name? Start with a C.
Oh, shout out to everybody who's here right now. We got Rain Man, Varial Reality, Captain 6. We got Duck. Almost called him Gus. We got Jason. We got Buttsbot. We got Trouser Invasion. Oh, goddamn it. Cassidy was in here earlier. We got fucking Crept. You know what? Not a lot of people in the chat today. Skate Boy. We got him. And, I don't know. Fuck it. You know what? It's my birthday. And I like to keep my circle fucking small. It's not really my birthday, but I do like to keep my circle small. We don't need a bunch of viewers live. So, anyone who donates today, that money is going towards alcohol addiction and gambling. And everyone who donates will be shouted out at the end of the stream. And that's going to be a good time, goddammit. Everyone's giving me bits right now, which are kind of like little fake monies because they think it's my birthday. It's not my fucking birthday, guys. I lied to you. All I do on YouTube is I talk shit, I yell, and I lie. I read the news, which is coming up next, and I thank you guys for showing up. So thank you for coming to hang out. Live podcast, greatest podcast ever. Time Magazine, Life Magazine, Guns and Ammo Weekly. They all say it. They all know it. You know it. I know it. The government knows it. That's why YouTube's trying to block us from success. And they're doing a pretty goddamn good job of it, which is why I need your guys' donations for gambling, drinking, partying of all sorts. I got friends coming into town. Andy's coming in. Gage. We got Josh Katz on his way in. How am I going to get drunk with these guys? I go in there, I open my wallet, and a little fly flies out like I'm SpongeBob. Is it SpongeBob that did that? There's definitely a cartoon I've seen where somebody opens their wallet and a fly just goes bzzz. Maybe it was like Ren and Stimpy. Speaking of that, Ren and Stimpy was a great show. So, let's move on to the news for today. I got a couple of topics also besides that. We're going to talk about Insane Clown Posse, which seems to be a fucking the same topic every time. Koopa lost his dog tag. Jim Greco made a boring video. And whatever else we happen to come up with today. So, news. Boom. San Francisco Rush Extreme Racing just came out for Nintendo 64. Where were you? Teacher fired after refusing to give credit to students who didn't turn in homework. Now, I saw this on Facebook. Let me reread this. Teacher was fired because she refused to give credit to students who didn't turn in homework. If you didn't turn in the homework, it should be a 0. Basically, this is the same thing that we've been screaming about. I've been complaining about this for years now. And all the OGs know. Varial knows, Sharky Genie knows, Cassidy knows. Everyone who's been on this stream since the old Mario 64 days, they know that I'm basically just a broken record when it comes to giving kids credit for doing nothing. I talk about that every week. We're giving kids credit for doing nothing in the form of scooter riding. Every scooter rider thinks they're amazing because they can't tail whip, but they want to pretend that scootering's amazing. We talk about everyone getting participation medals in football and baseball for doing nothing. It gives people no incentive to work hard. In fact, if you get 50% on a paper that you didn't do, basically you're getting credit for nothing. And I don't know, you know what? I would be cool with that if that was going to follow through with jobs and shit like that. Like, if you could get paid the full amount, if you could get paid $10 an hour for doing 50% of your work, if that would work in real life, I'd be totally down with this. But it doesn't fucking work like that. Nowhere in the real world works like that. And we started off with these kids. We brainwashed these kids into believing they don't have to do anything and everything will just be given to them. Fuck, I even talk about this when it comes to video games. Every video game nowadays is meant for the player to win. It's almost impossible to lose. In fact, we have all these saves now. Remember back in the day? You guys used to play like Super Ghouls and Ghosts or Zombies Ate My Neighbors or, I don't know, Zelda and shit. You could save the game every once in a while, but some of these games you could never save. Mario 1, you could never fucking save. Tetris, no fucking saves. Nothing to do. You either have to play to fucking win or you fucking lose. No in between. Nowadays, every 6 steps Zelda takes, it's a save. Because you get saved. But in life, you don't get saved. Right? You get in a car accident or you fucking hurt somebody, you go to jail. There's no fucking, no get out of jail free card. No Grand Theft Auto fucking retry system, people. Oh, God, what are we doing? We're starting off political already. Well, here's what it says. Bye, kids. Okay, if you're listening and not watching, I'll explain it to you. This is written on a blackboard or a whiteboard. Why it's gotta be black, goddammit. It's written on a dry erase board in marker, and it reads a message from the teacher. Here's what it says. Bye, kids. Miss Tirado loves you and wishes you the best in life. Hold on a second. Why is she talking in the third person or first person? What is that? Is she fucking Prince? Bye, kids. Prince wants some grapes, goddammit. Prince will serve you pancakes now. Okay. Bye, kids. Miss Tirado loves you and wishes you the best in life. I have been fired for refusing to give you a 50% for not handing anything in. Love, Miss Tirado. Now, I agree with what she's doing here, but this is a weird way to put it, right? This is like some weird, like salty shit. This bitch is salty. Because she's saying this like she's a kid. In fact, here's who she is. Okay, this is a salty bitch. This person, she looks like a fucking Muppet. I hope they make that into a meme. Anyway, she looks like some weird, weird school teacher. By the way, all teachers are fucking weird, right? Almost all teachers. All the teachers that are not weird later in life, every teacher that's not weird is the one you remember, is the cool teacher. So if you think about that, think about back in your life. How many teachers do you remember? 2, 3, 4? The only reason you remember those is because the other ones were fucking weird and you just wanted to block them out of your minds. So I don't know how that works for schools overseas, but here in America, we just try to forget every weird teacher so that we can lie to ourselves and pretend that all teachers, nay, most teachers aren't weird. Should students get half credit for an assignment they didn't even turn in, ? I don't know. What do you get if you don't pay your bill? Do they just take half of it off? Sir, you owe $300. I'm not going to pay any of it. Okay, well, let's make it $150. That shit would never fucking happen. But what are we doing? We're training these kids to be lazy and shitty and believe that everything comes natural. Are we making, you know what? Don't we have that big conspiracy about like fluoride in the water and this big conspiracy about, we give kids vaccines and it gives them autism, makes them shittier kids or something like that? So if everything in the world is meant to make kids weaker, like let's pretend I believed in those conspiracies. Let's pretend I believed in them. Or like we put all these weird chemicals in the chicken to give people cancer and shit. If I believed that the government really wanted human beings to just be shitty and weak and unhealthy, then this is where I would start. This is where I would start my fucking manhunt. I'd start it at school. Why are we giving kids credit for doing nothing if we don't actually want shitty, lazy kids? I don't know. She wrote a goodbye message to her 8th graders on a whiteboard. 8th graders? Why'd she write it so shitty? I read this thinking it was like 4th grade. Bye, kids. Miss Tirado loves you and wishes you the best in life. 8th graders could have just understood that you just wrote I. Bye, kids. I loves you and wishes you the best in life. I have been fired for refusing to give you a 50% for not handing anything in. Mrs. Tirado. Okay. I don't understand. Diane Tirado has been a teacher for years, but she has started at Westgate K-8 School in Port St. Lucie. And who cares? Teaching is a calling for me. She teaches history. She assigned an Explorer notebook project, which she said gave students 2 weeks to complete. 2 weeks to complete this shit? Okay. I've been given this new side job for editing promo videos for a fight school. You know, fighting. BJJ, karate, fucking Muay Thai, wrestling, shit like that. And I'm making these promos and commercials to make the school look cool on Instagram, on Facebook, and shit like that. I don't get 2 fucking weeks to complete an assignment. I get 4 days. I shoot today. Fucking, what's today? Friday. I shoot today, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Tuesday is deadline day. And guess what? If I don't turn it in, I get fucking fired. Well, that's real life, though, unfortunately. Here's the other thing, guys. I'm against this, and I'm yelling, and I'm screaming about it, but you know what this does? This widens the gap between the lazy and the normal, and the hardworking. So all this does is, if you were already kind of lazy, you're now getting shoved farther and farther back of the pecking order of life. So you know, they always say, like, the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. Yeah, probably, maybe. But you know what's definitely happening? The lazier and stupid people are getting lazier and stupider, while the normal people and the hard workers are remaining at the front. So if you're a normal person, which I hope that everyone who listens to me is, or if you're somewhat hardworking, which I hope you are, this is not such a bad thing for us. It's a bad thing for society. It's a bad thing for the world. It's a bad thing for America. But for me and you, personally, if we're just kind of, you know, if we're doing, sink or swim, bitch, I got the floaty, then this is a good thing for us because the dumber are just getting dumber. But here's the problem. The dumber and the lazier and the shittier people are creating power out of nothing now. It's this weird, like, social thing where just lazy, shitty people have done this amazing job of, if you complain enough, complain, maybe you'll get your way, which I feel like is also, like, bred from this weird type of parenting that people do, where it's like, I want ice cream. Can I get ice cream? No. Can I get ice cream? No. I want ice cream. No. I want ice cream. No. I want ice cream. Okay, if I get you ice cream, will you shut up? Yeah. Okay, that's what's happening socially in our country. Maybe in the world, too. It goes, I need to be my own fucking gender. No, that gender doesn't exist. I want to be it. It's not real. Science doesn't back it up. I want to be the fucking gender. It doesn't exist. It doesn't. I want to be the gender. Okay, if I give you like 4 or 5 extra genders, if I give you 4 or 5, will you be quiet? Maybe. Okay, here, have them. I want fucking 500 more genders. Oh, God. And then it goes, you know what? The slippery slope has begun. So here, this is where it starts in 8th grade. It starts in 8th grade when you go, I know I didn't do any work, but I'm going to need 50%. No, kid. You're not going to get 50%. You did 0%. I want 50! No, you get 0. I want 50! No, listen, you get 0. I'm telling the principal! Tell the principal. What are they going to do, fire me? Hey, Miss Tirado, you're fucking fired, bitch. So, that's the direction that we've gone. Back to the article. When several students didn't turn it in, Tirado found out about what she calls a no-zero policy. No zero. You know what? There's also going to be a no people are fat policy. No people are broke policy. Everyone just gets everything policy. You know what? Actually, the entire class should work as one. And everyone gets the same grade forever. Which is reflected in the Westgate Student and Parent Handbook. Below the grading rubric in red lettering, the handbook states no zeros. Lowest possible grade is a 50%. Now, I'm wondering if this is just to make a retarded school look less retarded, because here in Nevada, we have the worst school system. 50 out of 50. And if not 50, we're 49th. We're the worst school system in America. And I wonder if here in Nevada, if we made all zeros into 50s, maybe we could bump our way up to like 42 or something like that. What if they don't turn anything in? Tirado said she asked administrators. We give them a 50. She goes, oh, we don't. This is not kosher. Okay, this is the Rosa Parks of schools. They tell her, hey, you have to give kids 50, and she goes, nope, that's not right. That's not morally right. Fucking arrest me. And basically that's what they did. They fired her. Tirado was terminated on September 14th, but there's no specific cause mentioned in the letter from the principal because she was still in her probationary period, according to the letter. Good. She had everything to lose, and she put it all on the line. You know what? She may look like a weird Muppet, but that's my fucking hero. That's my goddamn hero. On her last day after she was informed she had to pick up her classroom, Tirado wrote the message to her students on her whiteboard before she left and sent out a picture of it through a class app. Several students responded in support. You know what? All the kids who turned in their work, they supported it. All the kids who were hoping for a free 50, they're probably picketing outside right now. You were right about not giving people 50s, because why would you give them half credit for doing nothing? Wrote one student. Then Tirado posted the shot of the whiteboard on Facebook. Now it's been shared more than 400 times. 400. Yeah, right. Try 4,000 by now, probably. I'm so upset because we have a nation of kids that are expecting to get paid and live their life just for showing up, and it's not real. God damn it, Miss Tirado! Oh, somebody get her a fucking chocolate flower basket and a pile of dicks. The principal of Westgate deferred comment to the public information officer with the school district. Carrie Patrick, chief information officer, sent the following statement. Diane Tirado was employed as a teacher, blah, blah, blah. She was contracted as a teacher on probationary status and was terminated shortly after 1 month of classroom instruction. Oh, it continues. SLPS values the importance of maintaining a high-quality teaching staff who supports students' individualized learning needs, who understand the who understand the value of 0 and the value of 50 and the value of getting an A, who understand the value of forming appropriate and positive relationships with students, colleagues, and parents, and who provide accurate and productive feedback to students on assignments. Wavering on the expectations of quality is not an option. What? Wavering on the expectations of quality is not an option. That is the option. That's the only option. You're going against everything you're saying. God damn it, fuck you. There is no district or individual school policy prohibiting teachers from recording a grade of 0 for work not turned in. The system utilizes letters grades A through F, numerical grades 100 through 0, and GPAs from 4 to 0. So they're kind of just saying, hey, we fired her for something else. Maybe. Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't. Sharky Genie. Edible arrangements featuring chocolate-covered dicks. Yes. Give that woman... I got 5 on it. I'll put 5 in to her getting whatever she needs to get back on her feet. Or to get off her feet, goddammit. Some classroom teachers and school faculties have discussed the range of points for work submitted in each grading category. The scale outlines a 10-point range for each letter grade. A is 90, A is 90 to 100, B, okay, you guys know what this is. A 0 is noted on the scale for work not attempted or work that is incomplete. Good. Great. Tirado said she was instructed never to give a student a 0, and the handbook states she hopes she can motivate policy change. A grade in Miss Tirado's class is earned, she said. You gotta earn it, people. You gotta earn it. Everybody give a hell yeah in the chat room. Everybody, let me get a hell yeah for Miss Tirado, goddammit. Let's reverse. Put it in reverse, Terror. Put it in reverse. Put this terrible fucking cycle of bullshittery in reverse. And Miss Tirado, she's taken the right steps in my opinion. But I do want to hear your guys' opinion. If you're listening to this later on YouTube, let me know in a comment below. The only thing I'm gonna fucking fold on is some classes are really, really fucking hard. And those classes, both in high school and in college, were often, for me, graded on a curve. So the theory for that is this. Maybe in the last 6 weeks of class, maybe there was a question on the test that we might have forgot to cover. Maybe. Just in case there's a question on the test that we forgot to cover, we implement the curve system. So if everyone gets that question wrong, basically that means no one gets that question wrong. Or if the greatest grade in the class is a 92, 92 becomes 100, 88 becomes 91, 77 becomes 81-ish. Everyone's grade gets pulled in the right direction. But if you have that one brainiac asshole who gets 100, all the grading goes back to normal. And that I can agree with, because that's pretty much how life works too, right? If you're the greatest worker at Del Taco or Taco Bell or McDonald's, you might not be 100% fucking worker. I mean, let's be real. Everyone at those jobs sucks balls. But if you're pulling a 90 and the guy behind you's pulling an 80, you kind of make him look a little better because you're the greatest. I don't know if that was a good metaphor at all. That might have been the worst metaphor. Krept says, I give 110%. Well, as far as the curve system goes with Krept, What he does is he knocks everyone else's grades down. So Krept is actually a negative person. He's an anti-Tirado. He's actually the worst person in the world. So let's boo this man. Boo! Boo! Skateboy, what do I think about retaking tests? For math, it totally makes sense. Okay, Skateboy, we had a system that I remember. School was a long time ago for me, so I don't remember much from school. But we had a system where, I think it was in math, actually. I'm pretty sure it was math. If you took a math test and you got like a 70, actually you could do it for no matter what you got. If you got a 92, you could do the same shit. And I used to do that because I worked really hard in school. I don't know why. If I could go back in time, I'd work a little less hard because later in life I realized that it doesn't really do shit for me. I thought like GPAs were everything. I thought you had to put like GPAs on like job applications, and it turns out none of that shit's real. All you have to do is be a normal person and network and fucking just... I think being a social person is much better than being a book smart person. But anyways, I digress. We'll talk about that maybe another time. For math, let's say I got a 70. I could then, while in class, the next day or whatever, I could look at it, I could go through my notes, I could practice, and as long as on that same paper, I would make a little box, and I would redo the question. And if I redid the question with my open notes and I got it right, I would get half credit for that. So if I got a 70 in math, I could go back, redo everything, and I could win back 15 points. So then I could turn my 70 into an 85 if I got every question right. And it was open notes. Basically, the idea of the tests is not... I mean, all teachers look at it differently. The idea of a test is not to make you cram and then immediately forget. The idea for the test is hopefully, through studying, you retain said knowledge. And I feel like taking the test twice to fix your mistakes helps you a little bit in retaining knowledge. Then again, there was subjects in school like history. I could not retain anything in history. I'm so dumb that everything was just like cram, maybe a little bit cheating, maybe fucking something on my hand or something, and a water bottle, boom, get through it, it's over. Because, I don't know, I don't see the value in history. I'm too dumb for it. Then again, whenever we get on this political shit, and then somebody's like, yeah, well, fucking, oh, you think socialism's the answer? Well, Nicaragua did that in 1498, and how'd it work out for them? And I'm always just like, I don't know. I don't know anything about the world. I can't name, like, if you gave me 5 countries, I could probably point out 2 of them. Maybe, if they're big ones. I can't even name all the continents. Shit, if you told me to name every month in order, I'd probably fuck it up once or twice. So, I don't know. Also, like, later in life, I kind of realized that some people just are naturally good at some shit. I feel like anyone can get good at anything, but some people are naturally good at certain things, and I feel like we should press that. If you're terrible at something that doesn't fucking matter, then, you know what, just fucking bite your fucking mouthpiece, just go get through it, fucking get a passing grade, and then forget about it forever. That was my theory. Then again, I mean, look at me. I'm just a broke dude on YouTube fucking begging for money on Twitch. By the way, guys, our donation incentive, $98 is what we're looking for, and we have 7 days to raise that money so that I can gamble it and drink it away. That should have been a class in high school, drinking. Oh, man. That would have prepared me for life, goddammit. If I could have been, I would have got an A+. You know what? Krept gave 110%. That's the class I would always have extra credit in. They'd be like, hey, all right, today we're going to learn about vodka, and we're going to see how much you kids can drink. I'd be like, yeah, way ahead of you, bitch. Showed up drunk. Still gonna handle this bitch. Trouser Invasion says history class is just memorization class. Yeah, that's how it was for me, but there's a lot of people who really like history, and they find value in it. But for me, I was more of a math guy. I liked math. I was more into math because it made more sense. Although there was a lot of math I got into in college that was just like, what the fuck am I learning this for? Like, why am I learning this? What the fuck is this? And then we had, I took a class in college called Logic, I think, and it was like, I thought logic would be like learning how to argue against another person. Like, you could learn how to use logic, you could learn how to set up arguments, but I think what I thought it was would have been like a debate class. In reality, logic class, it's just learning, like, it's like a weird, like, it's math, but with sentences. Like, oh, it makes no fucking sense. It's stupid. Look it up one day. See how retarded that fucking class is. I don't know. I don't understand. Sharky Genie says, I made Jello shots with a friend and shared with all of our classmates in 9th grade. See? Sharky Genie, Miss Tirado, get these ladies some bags of dicks. Next article. DA charges father of Las Vegas 9-year-old who brought gun to school. The reason I clicked this one is because last week someone suggested that parents be charged when kids are able to take their guns away from them and take them to school, which I think this is good, right? I think it's good. If anything, you should always know when your gun's missing. You should also be aware if your child has a gun. I don't know. I'm down with this. I don't think we should, like, hide guns from all kids. I think kids should be educated on guns too. But I also don't think it should be that fucking easy for a kid to just grab a gun and take it to school. So it's a little gray there. But let's go ahead and read this article. Let's see what they say. Clark County District's Attorney, I think his name is Steve Wolfson, DA, on Wednesday announced the father of a boy who brought a gun to school last week will be charged. With what? Brian Klein was charged with 1 count of child abuse, neglect, or endangerment and faces 1 to 6 years in prison. You know what? I think I agree with that. Child abuse, I think I want to go with child abuse, or maybe like child endangerment, something like that. 1 to 6 years in prison. He's probably, maybe he won't serve anything. Maybe he will. Maybe he'll plea out. But I feel like 1 to 6 years is enough for you to do your due diligence as a parent to not only protect your kid, but also other kids in school. So you know what? I'm down with this. I think this is fine. He was also charged with aiding a child in possession of a firearm, with a possible penalty of up to 6 months in jail and a $1,000 fine. Klein, sometimes spelled Klein, works as a corrections officer, according to the city of Las Vegas, and has been employed since January 2017. So basically he works in a prison or he works in the jail. It's really easy to become a CO here. It's actually embarrassingly easy. So when they say CO, I don't want you guys to think in your minds like, oh damn, like a noble job like that, and this guy got caught slipping. He should be held to a higher standard. No, COs are just regular fucking people. Sometimes they're actually worse people than regular people because they feel the need to want to work with prisoners. A lot of times they're criminals themselves. In addition to cooperating with Metro Police and the district's attorney's office, the city is also conducting its own investigation to see if there are any potential violations of city policy, the city said in a statement. According to a criminal complaint, Klein left a Lorcan L22 gun in a paper box along with a magazine and ammunition in the home where the boy lives. A 22. What? Show the gun. God damn it. Do they show the gun anywhere here? I don't see the gun anywhere. Probably a really little gun. Either a really little gun or it's one of those guns that looks like a squirt gun. We are so fortunate that this incident did not result in any injuries or death. Steve Wolfson, I'm fucking psychic, boys, in the release. The responsibility for proper gun safety lies with adults. I agree. This parent enabled his child to access his gun and ammunition, which their child brought to school. The child, in turn, exposed many other school children and adults to a possible tragedy. I urge any gun owners, I urge any gun owners out there to properly secure your weapons and do not allow children the ability to access them without proper adult supervision. While this seems like common sense, we are seeing these types of cases more often than before. The 9-year-old was caught with the gun at Helen Marie Smith Elementary School near Buffalo and Alta. That's right by Bunker Skate Park. God damn it. That's right where I skate. I've probably skated at this school. I could have been shot. God damn it. 1 to 6 years I feel like is fair because this guy's going to plea out, probably spend some time in jail, lose his job, whatever, 3 months in jail, maybe no time in jail. And they're going to take this guy's guns away. I can almost guarantee you they're going to take this fucking guy's guns away. He will not be allowed to have guns anymore, so this problem will never happen again, and he's going to lose his job as a corrections officer too, which I feel like is fair. It's kind of sad. It would be sad to me if this guy had his guns in, like, a safe, and the kid, like, fucking got a safe cracking kit on eBay cracked his way into the safe, stole the gun, and then got it to school. But probably that's not the case. The gun was probably in a shoebox right next to some shoes. You know how kids are always fucking exploring shit? I know when I was a kid, I was exploring everything. I knew where all the bullshit was. All the good hiding spots in my house. All the good little areas with bullshit or whatever. Yeah. I knew where their spots were. So I don't know. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this too. What do you guys think, man? I think this is fair. 1 to 6 years. I don't want this guy to spend 6 years for this because nothing actually happened. Let's say that kid shot another kid. Hey, throw away the key because I kind of err on the side of like no harm, no foul, but you still fucked up, so you should still be punished. But if there was harm, then it's a big foul, and you should get a big fucking punishment for bigger fouls. Same thing happens in hockey, goddammit. He basically got a little warning. If your kid killed somebody, 4 minutes in the pen, in the actual fucking pen. Oh, plus, if he's a corrections officer, oh, he's gonna get fucked up in jail. Oh, shit. He's gonna see so many familiar faces. Oh, they have to protect that man. Plus, COs are taught to be assholes, too. Anyways, next topic. Let's fucking move on. This is becoming a pretty interesting episode here. Wow. 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 California man wins big at Cosmopolitan. So I brought this up because my girlfriend Lily plays this game. She plays Wheel of Fortune, Double-Double, or Double Diamond, or whatever. There's a couple different versions. Looks like the progressive was $1.4 million. $1.4 million. It's probably a $5 bet to win this. So this guy bet $5 and won $1.4 million. The lucky winner was in town to celebrate his 30th. Oh my God, his 30th birthday, dude. Oh my God, I'm so fucking jealous. I thought it was going to be like some 70-year-old man or some 80-year-old woman winning $1.4 million. Always seems like that. But this guy's 30 fucking years old. And he got $1.4 million. You know, my life would be set. If I won... Oh, dudes. Oh, my God. I'm so jealous now. If I won $100,000, my life would be set. Varial Reality says he's not going to see any familiar faces. They'll all be behind him. What's your name? What? That's the noise he's going to make. That's the noise he's going to make. What's your name? That's your name. He'll be making that one noise. Oh, boy. Anyways, this guy hit the jackpot on his 7th spin, which means he was probably fucking $10 into the game. The last person to win $1 million jackpot at the Cosmo was on May 26th. So people are winning $1 million all the time. Whatever, that was a quick article. Oh, here we go. This is really going to piss me off. A man stashed his guns. Oh, excuse me. A man stashed guns in his Las Vegas hotel room. 3 years later, a killer did the same. Now, I can already see the bias here. Is he going to let me read this article? Sometimes it blocks the rest of the article. Okay. The high-powered guns were scattered around the room on an upper floor of the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. One of the firearms, a rifle, outfitted with a scope, was near a window. Its barrel pointed towards the popular Vegas Strip. But this was 2014, 3 years before Stephen Paddock used a suite on the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay to stock an array of guns and carry out the deadliest mass shooting, blah, blah, blah. Now, how about this, assholes? Is it illegal to have your gun in the room? No. Why? Like, who gives a fuck what direction the barrel's pointing? Was it loaded? I feel like if this gun was loaded in this fucking retarded example, if this gun was loaded, they would have said a loaded gun. So they're gonna do everything in their power to make this sound scary, which really fucking annoys me. Oh, outfitted with a scope. What? Yeah, it's a fucking rifle. No shit, it's outfitted with a scope. This is the type of fucking fear tactics that anti-gun people, they eat this shit up and they believe what they see. So now, an anti-gun person is going to read this, they're going to go to work and they're going to say, hey, do you know there was a different shooter? You know there was another shooter besides the one on October 1st? Did you know that? And then a logical person, me, is going to say, no, it wasn't. Some guy was probably just found with a gun in his room. who wasn't supposed to have it, and no shooting took place at all. No, that's not what I read. Okay, bitch, whatever. Let's go for it. The first room with the rifle next to the window had been occupied by a felon, Kai Aaron Dunbar, who, like Mr. Paddock, had brought the guns upstairs in baggage. Okay, where are we going with this? Prove me wrong, article. The Dunbar case, which attracted little public attention at the time, probably because nothing fucking happened, is now being raised by lawyers for victims of last year's massacre who are suing MGM Resorts International, owner of Mandalay Bay, for negligence. Now this, I get it, and I know why they're writing this. They want the victims to make more money, which I think they do deserve money. But I feel like these fear tactics, this anti-gun fear tactics, that's what makes me annoyed. I'm not annoyed that people who got shot at want to sue the hotel that allowed them to get shot at. I think that's totally fine. Good. Keep it up. But don't make this bullshit fucking fanciful story. For Mr. Paddock's victims, the Dunbar case shows that the hotel did not do enough to prevent guests from bringing an arsenal of weapons to the hotel, and that the tragedy that unfolded 1 year ago was foreseeable. Okay, not. I can see how that logically makes sense, but also, like, what? Are you gonna sue, like, what if you would have got shot at the desert? You're gonna sue the owner of the cactuses? Like, it's not their job. It's an invasion of privacy for that place to look in everyone's bags, right? Is that not true? We can invade everyone's privacy. So when I go up there and I have my dildo and my fucking, and my, I don't know, my medication for foot fungus, I have to fucking share that with the hotel now? Mr. Dunbar never used the firearms at the hotel. No fucking shit! I see through these lies. I see through these fucking lies because I know how they would have written it. But the Las Vegas police, the FBI, and the Bureau of ATF investigated the case after a housekeeper discovered the weapons. Okay, counterterrorism officials found no evidence of terrorism, but alerted security officials at other hotels in the city, as well as law enforcement agencies, that Mr. Dunbar was able to get half a dozen guns in his room. Okay, fine. That's fine. Mandalay Bay argues that the Dunbar case is irrelevant to the Paddock attack. I think so, probably. The company says it could not have prevented Mr. Paddock's actions. Not without violating his privacy. Confronted by lawsuits, MGM has adopted a hardball legal approach to try to block the victims from recovering any money. Probably, maybe not true. The cornerstone of MGM's... Okay, they also, when this whole situation first happened, these lawyers for the victims, they also wrote a bunch of fake articles claiming that MGM was going to then sue victims, which was totally not true. The cornerstone of MGM's argument is that little-known federal law passed in the wake of September 11th attack shields companies from liability for casualties from acts of terrorism if they employed anti-terrorism technologies and services that carry a special designation from the Department of Homeland Security. Didn't we already prove this wasn't terrorism? Oh, wait, MGM might want it to be called terrorism now. We already came to the conclusion that it's not terrorism unless there's like some sort of like political stance involved, right? So if we're saying this isn't terrorism, oh shit, these victims might have a point. I'm no lawyer, but I feel like these victims might have a point. Oh, here we go. I'm just psych again. Mr. Paddock had no known political motive for perpetrating his horrendous deed, and Homeland Security officials have so far not deemed the attack an act of terrorism. I know so much about this shit, by the way, guys, because it happened here in Las Vegas, my hometown, where I live. The department says the matter is under review. Nonetheless, MGM argues that the massacre qualifies as an act of terrorism because the 2002 federal law carries an expansive definition that essentially labels any mass killing committed on American soil as a terrorist act. So, what's the definition of terrorism then? Are we going to let this 2002 federal law define terrorism? Or are we going to let terrorism be defined as the definition of terrorism? That is the question. These are the weapons found stockpiled in Stephen Paddock's room at the hotel after the massacre. Oh, scary. These pictures are fucking scary, dude. Gives me chills to see these fucking pictures. Because of that, and because the security firm hired for the festival had been awarded the Special Homeland Security designation, MGM says it should be granted immunity from damages under the law and should not be forced to pay compensation for the injuries suffered by concert goers. I think MGM should have to donate, I don't know, fucking ballpark. Fucking, how about how you look in the public eye, right? I know that doesn't actually matter because you're going to make the same amount of money this year as next year, as next year, as next year. Doesn't fucking matter. But wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if you donated 5% of profits to the concert goers that were there when that happened? Anyone who can prove that they were there as the shooting occurred? Shouldn't they each be, you know, given $10,000 just for pain and suffering and fucking PTSD and shit like that? And everyone who was actually injured, shouldn't all their medical costs be paid? Wouldn't that be a nice thing to do? MGM is huge. It owns like 50% of the casinos here. Or like, let's say 30 or 40. It's a huge company. I feel like that's right. But then again, it's a slippery slope because then it becomes, oh, well, I was there earlier in the day, and although I left before the shooting happened, I think I should get a piece of that money too. And then it becomes, well, my brother was there, and he's been at my house crying a lot, so I feel like this affects me. I need the money too. And then it could be me. I was born here in Las Vegas, and I was actually barbecuing. Pepperoni burgers at the time with mozzarella, and I found out about the shooting the next day. But it really bothers me, so I think I should get a chunk of that money. I feel like that's the slippery slope that MGM may be trying to avoid, but I don't fucking know. Whatever. That's all I have for news today. That pretty much took up the entire podcast, guys. Shit. I know a lot of you guys aren't super educated on that particular piece of news, but I do want you guys to acknowledge how fucking psychic I am when I read this very first line and I already knew that it was going to be a super fucking biased article. Because if the gun was loaded, they would have said loaded. It wasn't loaded. They also started the article with the high-powered guns. High-powered? What makes the gun high-powered? Every fucking gun is high-powered. Oh, outfitted with a scope. Was near a window. Yeah, every room has windows. No matter where you are in that fucking room, everything is windows. Everything's a window. Of course it's near a window. Its barrel pointed towards the popular Vegas Strip. How about this? What if the window's not facing the Vegas Strip? What if it was facing the door, but behind the door and behind the rest of the building, there was the Las Vegas Strip? All I see here is words like twisted together to sound weird, right? To sound scary. It doesn't say that the barrel was pointed outside the window, does it? No! Because if it was, they would have for sure put that fucking part in here. They would have definitely put that in there. Its barrel pointed outside the window. No, it wasn't. So clearly, wherever this guy was staying at that resort, the window was not facing the Vegas Strip. So there was no like potential shooting as this article like builds suspense. There's no shooting at all even possible. God damn it. I read that shit and our little beeper goes off in my head. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Why are they saying all this shit? Why are they saying all this irrelevant information? Why is the gun high-powered? A rifle outfitted with a scope. Yeah, like 9% of all rifles are going to probably have a scope on them. Was near a window. Okay, yeah, it can't not be near a window. Because usually in these rooms, especially those rooms, the Mandalay Bay rooms, like one whole wall. Like your wall is a window. You get your door, wall, and one giant window. Near a window. Its barrel pointed towards the popular Vegas Strip. They didn't mention it was loaded. You know they would have. If it was loaded, they would have definitely meant... I'm just going to repeat myself. Whatever. I got a couple of topics here. We'll get through them really quickly because we're almost out of time. So, the other day, I was taking Koopa to the dog park. He was running around having fun. I got my little leash. I let him go. He ran away. He fucking played with some dog called a healer. I don't know what a healer is. Probably related to a Healy. But they were playing, having fun. After it was done, I put the latch on his collar, but I put it on the wrong part of his collar. I put it on the small key ring. So as Koopa ran away, he jerked away from me, broke the key ring, and he escaped. He chased some guy who was like, whoa, shit. And I was like, don't worry, he's nice. He's just crazy. Chased some guy. It was all good. Got home, found out that we lost his little dog tag that says his name and my phone number. This morning at 8 o'clock, I got a call that said, hey, this is Frank or whatever. I found your dog's dog tag. I put it by the drinking fountain. Dude, that's so nice. Like, what are the odds? That's so nice. I'm not going to go get it. I'm going to see how many calls I get. I'm going to bait it and see how many cars I get. Plus, I'm going to go get a new one anyways. That one was all scratched up and shitty. They only cost $3. I'll just get a new one. But, people, you know, my faith in people is revisited. That guy definitely didn't go for 50s when he did zero of the work. He did all the work. He called me. Great guy. Next, I want to go over a topic that came out in today's skate video. Skate parks are filled with people that do nothing. It's my biggest pet peeve. Skate parks are filled with people who do nothing. And yesterday, all odds were defied. There was a skateboarder. There was a bike rider. There was me. And there was a scooter rider. There was a scooter rider with an Insane Clown Posse t-shirt. Now, you may think, oh, make fun of that kid. Oh, God, it's too easy, right? It would be too easy, but you know what? This kid is immune. He is sheltered. He's untouchable. We will not be talking shit about this kid, and let me explain to you why. Bike rider was doing nothing but sitting on his bike, staring at me right next to the manual pad. Skateboarder was doing nothing but sitting on one of the boxes, texting, doing nothing. Me, I was working on Nollie Shove It nose manual, and the little scooter riding juggalo, you know what he was doing? He was working on dropping in. He was trying to get his drop in better. He was trying to drop in without scraping. He was not taking breaks. He was not sitting down. He was fucking scooting the whole goddamn time. And even though not a tail whip was done that day, I'll still give him more credit than my fellow skateboarder and my fellow BMX rider because they were doing nothing. Scoot life. Fucking scoodles for life. Why can't all scooter riders be like that? You know the best way to shut me up is if all scooter riders listened to Insane Clown Posse and if they all did something all the time. But instead, this kid, we're going to call him Violent A. His name, I don't know his name. We're going to say his name's Aaron. We're going to call him Violent Aaron. It's because the middle of his scooter was violently scraping the coping. He didn't want that to happen. He wanted to be able to drop in without scraping. And you know what? By God, he probably figured it out because he didn't take no breaks. He was just scooting his little fucking heart out. God damn it. Whoop whoop. Can I get a whoop whoop for Violent A in the chat? God damn it. Can I get a hell yeah for me? Because guess what I did? I tried my trick over and over and over and over again, and I landed my trick. Much like Violent A. So me and him. Everyone thinks I'm just anti-scooter. I'm not anti-scooter. I'm anti-pussy. I'm anti-lazy. I'm anti-bitch. Like not in like a woman sense. Like in a retreating like. I don't know. You guys know what the fuck I'm saying. Scooter riders can be decent. You know what? We had an episode a few months back where we met a kid who tried hard. And he knew. When I mentioned scooter riders who were pussies, he knew who I was talking about. He knew the ones. All the names flashed in his mind. Oh, that guy and that guy and that guy. And that. All my friends except me. So yeah, maybe because of all my hard work, maybe because of all my PSAs, maybe because of all the charities I've been doing online, maybe we're changing the face of scooter riding. Maybe we're making scooter riders into not so much pussies. Maybe it's because of us and you and the viewers. Maybe, god damn it. All I know is this. Violent A was not the typical scooter rider on that day. And for that, I salute him with a whoop and a whoop. Last topic of the day, I watched Jim Greco's new video. It was pretty boring. If you guys watch it, just watch the first 2 minutes. Jim Greco falls insanely hard onto his back It looks like his spine broke. And after that, it's pretty much just a bunch of rolling around and artsy shots. So I didn't really care for that. As far as announcements, Trouser Invasion. Thank you for reminding me. Ninja World is now available on our Discord. You can download it on the Discord, or you can go look for it on smwcentral.com. If you get it from smwcentral.com, you're going to have to do some unzipping. You're going to have to read some how-tos, some readmes, and shit like that. But if you download it from the Discord, it's already ready to go. All you have to do is download an emulator or hack into your SNES Classic, something like that. It's a great time had by all. Good game. Trivia. Okay, trivia. What's some trivia? How about this? What is the final boss? Actually, you know what? Name any boss in the game Ninja World. All you have to do is name one of the bosses by name. I think there's only 2. Actually, I think there may only be 1 boss. Oh, no. There's 2 bosses in the game Ninja World. All you have to do is name one of them. And you have to name them by their actual Super Mario World name. If you guys like video games, if you like Mario World, if you like games that are not meant for you to beat easily, but are still possible to beat if you put in the effort, you guys are going to love Ninja World. Krept is the winner. He says Wendy. I would have also accepted Big Boo. Big Boo would have also been a correct answer. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you're not following me on Facebook, do it. Type in Ninja Lifestyle. Also, follow me on Instagram at BlackNinjaLV. Also, when you guys are watching these videos, comment, hit like, tell a friend about the podcast. This was a great podcast. All we did was read the news. I feel like we may have learned a thing or two, and I couldn't have done that without you, goddammit. What's your name? We had some laughs, we had some cries, we had some yells. And I think all in all, we had a great time. We might have put some of you guys to sleep, but that's only because you were tired and staying up late, because some people live in some crazy time zone, whatever. If you guys are watching this on Sunday, let me know your thoughts on the teacher who gave the kid a 0 who deserved the fucking 0. Let me know your thoughts on parents getting in trouble at school for their kids at school, shooting or bringing guns, whatever. Let me know what you would do with $1 million. Hopefully give some of it to me. $100,000, all I need, would last me for life. Anyone who's a millionaire out there, please give me some money. And also let me know your thoughts on this crazy gun hysteria that this retarded fucking New York Times article. I just read it right now. It's from the New York Times. Big fucking surprise. Oh, boy. Whatever. Anyways, we're going to do an after show here. I'm going to be playing Ninja World. We're going to try to win back the world record from the player known as Wanthak. And it'll be a good time. So if you're watching this live, stick around. If you're not watching it live, make sure to leave a review on iTunes. If you guys want to watch this early, check out podbean.com or just download it on iTunes. It is free, or it'll come out on Sunday on YouTube. So you guys can watch that shit too. It's great. It's a good time had by all. If you guys aren't following me on Twitch, definitely follow me on Twitch. We stream pretty often here and there. And make sure if you're following on YouTube to hit that motherfucking bell. So I guess that's gonna be it for me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts. God damn it! Who's in here, by the way?
Start with a G.
Shout out everybody.
Start with a G.
Your name. Oh, we also have to shout out all donations. Shout out to Duck909. Shout out to Krept. Shout out to Varial Reality for the 211 bits. Shout out to Skate Boy. And I also appreciate all you guys for the follows. Improper Monster, Kane, Aker, Krept, Eric Sanchez, Sharky Genie, Duck909, Trouser Invasion, Sand Bacon, and Captain 666 Crazy. I bid you guys farewell. Let's go ahead and play that goddamn motherfucking intro.
Hell yeah. That's your name.
That's your name.